Good morning, everyone. It's Friday at City Hall. Each week I try to update residents on some of the things that have happened and some of the things that we think are going to be going on in the week to come. This particular week has been the commencement of a number of different programs. The first program that is going to begin starting today, as a matter of fact, will be for many of the individuals who rely upon the HEAT program through the County of Niagara. The program applications for that program and assistance in filling out those applications will be at the John Duke Center here in the city of Niagara Falls. The assistance is available by appointment only. And so I'd ask you to please call 286-4859, 286-4859 to schedule an appointment so that if you need heating assistance through the upcoming winter months, please get there to prepare an application so that you can get the assistance that you need. Those appointments will be every other Friday at the Duke Center, starting now and going through January 21st. So please make sure that you make an appointment so that you can get that application completed. Yesterday, the city of Niagara Falls, in solidarity with the Seneca Nation and other Native American nations, remembered the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It was a moment to remember the tragedies that happened at so many of the residential schools back in the early part of the 19th century, going through the 20th century, actually, in some parts of the United States and Canada. We remember that so many of these things that occurred in our history are things that we have to recognize, remember, understand the tragedy that came from so many, and grow to be better. Tonight, the Niagara Falls Police Department and the Niagara Falls Fire Department will be squaring off in a charity football game out at the football field behind the LaSalle Prep School. It is a charity football game to support 716 United basketball team. I'd invite everybody, if you're not aware of it, please come on out. The game starts at 6 p.m. It will undoubtedly be an entertaining evening. I know that both the police chief and the fire chief throughout these last few weeks have been engaged in the typical and customary trash talking toward one another. Apparently there are a number of side bets on who's going to win, but it's all in good fun. I hope you'll be able to come out supported by your donation and help the 716 United basketball team that represents our area and goes to various tournaments throughout the region. So come on out. Starts at 6 p.m. tonight over at the LaSalle, behind the LaSalle Prep School. Again, as our students head back to school, it's important for us to remember that while we'd like to think the pandemic is past us, we all know that with variations of the virus, there have been an uptick in positive cases, and most especially of positive cases in individuals under the age of 30. So with students back in session, I would ask everyone who has not yet received a vaccine to strongly consider, not just for yourself, but for your family and for your friends. One of the ways we're going to get through all of this is if we all realize that this vaccine is just like so many others that we've been through throughout most of our lives, whether it is for measles or for mumps or a variety of other conditions that have been out here all throughout the generations. There's nothing unusual about this vaccine. There's nothing that you should be concerned about any more than you would be concerned about any of the other vaccines that we've all have all gotten used to. So if you haven't received your vaccine yet, please, at any one of the hospitals, it's available to you. You'll be able to walk in and at no cost be able to receive the vaccine that will not only protect you, but it will also protect your family and friends. And so I'm urging everyone to please make sure that they go out and do that. Tomorrow at the Royal Avenue Fire Hall, our fire department will be holding their annual memorial service for members who have passed away in this past year. The service will begin at 9 o'clock tomorrow. If you are in the area or if you would like to come out and pay your respects for those firefighters who were lost in this past year, I welcome you to be there. As always, we honor our public safety professionals. They don't have the luxury of asking questions when they have to respond to an emergency. They do that tirelessly, and so every opportunity we can show our appreciation and respect for them is a well worth it opportunity. Just a reminder to everyone, this past Monday, the partnership that the city has with the company Bus Patrol to provide bus cameras for those who will pass buses that are stopped to pick up students with their flashing lights and their stop signs. The cameras have gone live as of Monday, September 27th, so that there is now ticketing in place for those who choose to ignore those warning signs to stop. My hope is that Bus Patrol's equipment results in no tickets, but we know and learned through a test that happened. Actually, it was the year before I became mayor, and it was my last year in the school district. Myself and the superintendent were shocked to learn of so many potential violations in such a small sample. So I am reminding everyone that not only are you to stop when a bus is stopped with its flashing red lights and the stop signs out there, but now you're also going to be on camera if you choose not to. So, and ticketing will be in place, and there are fines associated with this that start at $250 and go up from there. So please, let's make sure that we pay attention to those school buses as they go throughout the city picking up students, and then at the end of their school day, dropping students off. Again, the pandemic hasn't left us completely. We still, as I said earlier, have an uptick in numbers. The mask mandate previously imposed back in early 2020 continues to be in place here at City Hall, so that if you're coming to City Hall for some business, while you are here, you will be required to have a face covering. If you're coming here to pay a bill, if you're coming here to see one of our departments by appointment, please make sure that you have a face covering with you. It's for the protection not only of the community, but for the protection of our staff here at City Hall. So we appreciate your cooperation with that. Conversations are currently ongoing with how we're going to organize for Halloween. Now that we are into October, we know that we're looking for a little bit of guidance from the state. I've had some conversations with state officials on that topic as it relates to those types of events. More on that will be coming in the coming weeks. It's my anticipation that there will be some sort of celebration. How we'll do that and the way in which we'll do that, we'll make sure that we're communicating that with the community early enough so that you can prepare. Again, as I do each week, I ask you to please be mindful of the public health requirements. It's really the best way for us to move forward. One of the things that I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure many of you are as well, is the opening of the border into Canada freely. In order for us to get there, we all have to cooperate with the public health requirements, getting our vaccines, and trying to do all we can to turn the tide on what were some positive numbers that were popping up all throughout the state of New York, as well here in Niagara County. So if you're out and about this weekend, and I hope you are, because it will be a great beginning of October weekend, please make sure that you're mindful of all of those things. Enjoy yourself. Get out there and enjoy the wonderful fall weather. And until next week, I wish you all a happy weekend.